Okay, it helps if I don't mute myself, I guess. Oops. How are we doing? How's everyone going? Today we're just hanging out and having a bit of a chit chat and stuff, catching up on what's been happening, why I've been a bit quieter than normal, all that kind of thing, answering any questions that you guys might have. But yeah. Hey, Tony, bless your heart. How you doing, honey? Good morning to you. I hope you have your brew. Bless ya. Yeah. Oh, I'm tired. Getting it now? Yep. Totally get it. Yep. You need your brew. Brew is important. So just hanging out at the moment because I missed my April catch up and chit chat brew with Bloo because of public holidays. So that's why we've moved it to every second Monday rather than the first Monday of the month, because it seems for the next 2 or 3 months there's going to be public holidays on the Monday, which is very rude of them because don't they know who I am? I mean, like, seriously? Rude. Oh my goodness. So there's lots of stuff to tell you guys. I haven't really been around because I haven't really been well enough to be videoing, because I haven't really been feeling up to it. And last week I did something quite nasty to my back, so I kind of haven't really been able to do things. We've also been dealing with the ongoing issue with the people upstairs. Hey, Cara, how you doing, darling? How you doing, my honey? Yeah, so I haven't really been doing videos because we haven't really known what to do. Hey, how you doing, hon? I'm doing all right. Actually, today I'm doing okay. I have been killing mutant zombies all morning, so I'm feeling awesome. Absolutely awesome. How you doing, Janine? I probably got your name wrong again because I am my brain. If I do get your name wrong, and I've known you for ages, please, I am so sorry because my brain has literally been leaking out my ears recently. So I am trying really hard to get it right. And I know that I've known Jasper for a very, very long time. Every time I see their channel name, I get myself confused. I'm so sorry. And I know you talk offline as well. So, hi, Jane. It's good to see you, hon. Getting one of my assistants to make me a cappuccino. Oh, hello. Yeah. Well, this morning I actually ordered myself a Greek coffee. So I needed the kind of the hit. I really did. I really needed the help. Because even though I'm up at 4, by 9 o'clock, I still wasn't awake. I felt half asleep still, and I was just like, do you know what? I'm just going to get myself a Greek coffee, and I did, and it was wonderful, and it did wake me up, and then I went and killed mutant zombies for ages. It was awesome. Yeah, so no, it's me. Lol. Have a project in mind and would appreciate your input. Oh, would love to hear about it. Do tell. Do tell. So yeah, like I said, I haven't actually been well enough to be making videos recently, so I do apologize for that. But I will be getting back on top of that. Part of the other reason is that I had the whole week last week was taken up with appointments. I've had OTs, physios, mental health people, all sorts of people, housing people, everyone to talk to last week. Everybody. Every day last week was a different person, and my brain just literally leaked out my ears. I was like, what the hell? So the OT came about 2 hours after I did my back last week, which was actually quite useful, because then they could see what it was like for me trying to get around this place without having on a good day, I still walk with a walking frame, because my back every now and again, if I tweak it in the wrong direction, my legs go out from underneath me with no notice. So I have walking frames so that I can get around. But I can't use it in the house because there is no room. As you can see behind me, this is pretty much the whole living room, except for maybe 4 feet that way. So, you know, it's a small space. So anyway, she saw it and she just went, no, this isn't good enough. And you could see that she needed to find herself a reason to get us moved even faster. She actually noticed the CPAP machine sitting next to the bed. And she said, is that yours? And I said, yes. And she said, did you have that before or after the other OT came? And I went, afterwards. And she said, right. Okay, we're moving you to a 2-bedroom bungalow. I went, oh, okay, thanks. So, and then that was the Monday or Tuesday. And then by Thursday, I got a phone call from her saying there is one coming up. I'm going to put your name down for it. I was like, okay, cool. It doesn't have a proper garden. It has a courtyard, which it is what it is, but it is within walking distance of an allotment, one of the biggest allotments in York. So it may be that we can get onto the allotments, which would be great, because we've just bought this huge greenhouse. We're not going to be able to use it where we're going because it would have to mean pulling down the shed that's there, and we're not really allowed to do that kind of thing. So, you know, thing is that when the OTs get involved and everyone starts moving things, people get moved very, very quickly, somewhere between 2 and 4 weeks. Sometimes the longest it can take is somewhere like 3 months, depending on availability. But they do want to get us moved pretty quickly. So, yeah, basically, I haven't sown a seed yet. I can't. The reason being, it is going to be easier for us to bag up all our compost and carry it in baggies over to the new place than it is to carry a gazillion and one seed trays and pots and stuff like that. So it looks like this year we're not going to be getting tomatoes and cucumbers because we just won't get them in time, which really sucks. But, you know, next year, who knows? We could have a whole allotment to work with. So that's a really cool thing. So yeah, that's a start. But we have to look at the positive, and the positive is, you know, even if we don't get moved till July or August, we can still put seeds in. And we will have the polytunnel that we can put up at the house, at the new house, if that's where we end up going to. We don't know if we will or not. Our name is down for it, because there is a specific medical need now. You know, that hopefully things will get moved rather smartish, which would be nice. Very nice. The place is actually in the middle of town. It's walking distance to town. It's across the road from my dentist, which I didn't even realize. It's, you know, it's very close to pretty much everything, which is great. So we will just wait and see what happens now. We may not end up there at all. We may end up somewhere else. So we'll just wait and see, but things are moving. Just took me 15 minutes to get through to housing repairs about the broken lock on the front door. 16th of May is the first appointment. Wow. Yeah, see, locks, doors, windows and stuff are a little bit more difficult because they outsource those. which, it can kind of suck, but, they do outsource them. We actually know the guy who runs the company that does the work here because his mum and sister used to live upstairs, one over. So we kind of know who's doing it. So it's a little bit easier for us, but not that much easier. But we do know when they're coming, and they do turn up when they see our address. So that's kind of useful. But yeah. So that's what's happening at the moment. So yeah, no tomatoes or cucumbers this year. Sucky, sad, but better things are coming. We can work on that. Doesn't mean that I can't be making things, doesn't mean that I can't be doing cooking, doesn't mean that I can't be doing other things. Tony from Kettle Kitchen has invited me to join the Jam It Up June collaboration, which is through his channel. So please do go and follow Tony over at Kettle Kitchen, because he has put a lot of hours, a lot of work into this. Each of us are having a individual day in June where our videos will be released. And it's going to be really, really awesome. There's some really awesome channels that are in it. And yeah, quite exciting stuff. My video will be being released on the 4th of June. He also has weekly prizes and a monthly prize draw at the end of it, which is all going to be pretty awesome. So kind of exciting, kind of very exciting things are happening. Very exciting things are happening. And in a view to that, I had this stuff arrive today. Ta-da! We'll have a nosy. Been fairly out of it lately, so need to play catch up with a few channels. Yeah, well, Tony's channel's relatively new too, and he does some pretty amazing kind of, cooking videos on there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so I got some pectin powder because what I will be making actually requires pectin because it's not got natural pectin in it. And that's all I'm telling you. You'll just have to watch the video. Because, no. Right. So what have you guys been up to? Come and tell me. What have you guys been up to? Tell me all of the things. I want to know. And if anyone wants to come up here and chat, let me know, and I will send you the link. And then you can come up here and you can introduce yourselves and you can tell everyone about your channel, because there's quite a few really cool channels sitting in there in chat right now. And it'd be cool because we could hang out. Oh, far out. Yes, today I am trying really hard to stay awake. So yeah, that's all the exciting stuff. So if we do get to move, we will be looking at getting an allotment. So we will have some really good space. This one actually, it's the biggest one. Hey, Lisa. How you doing, honey? How doing, honey? I hope you've got your brew. That's funny. Yep. Just the cleaning, lol. The current plan is to move focus back to plants since everything is desperate to be planted. That's cool. That's all good. Doing great. I have my brew. Yay! I'm glad you caught us too. You can come up, say hello if you want. I can send you a sneaky secret code thing if you wanted to. You don't have to. That's all good. That's all good. So yeah, things are happening. It does look like we will be moving. You're in your PJs? You just fed the animals? Okay, I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm actually in my PJs. I just threw a top on over the top to make it look like I wasn't. I haven't sown any of my courgettes or squash yet. Nothing. I haven't sown a thing. And now with everything that's going on, I don't know if I'm going to get them in. So I'm like, I can't live without my courgettes. It's just like, it's not a thing that is allowed to happen. Bit late for Naked Gardening Day. Oh. And the only bit of me that was naked was my hands and my feet, okay, and my face. That's naked enough for me. That's all anybody needs to see. That's all anybody needs to see, okay? No one needs to see any more than that. Mm-mm. It's terrifying. Yeah, no, it was far too cold as well. I mean, like, come on. Who thought of putting Naked Gardening Day in the coldest part of May? I mean, seriously, try July or August maybe, and you know, some of it. A courgette is a zucchini. A courgette is a zucchini. It's the French name for zucchini. Yeah, but that's what we call them mostly up here in the UK. Yeah. And I tend to grow anywhere from between 8 varieties and 14 because I have a small problem and I might be a bit of an addict. I haven't found a support group yet, so I might start one. You're not in your PJs for the first time this week? Oh, bless ya. It's okay. PJs are allowed. Tend to be more in PJs more than I need to be. Hey, however often you're in them is how often you need to be in them. You know, you can be in them as often as you want. Just encourage everyone in the support group to grow more. Yes, I would. I would. And like, have you tried? I do, however, I have actually rung Sutton's because part of my order that came when I ordered the lavender, I ordered 2 varieties of lavender because they were coming as a bunch, as a bulk thing. And then there's some veg plugs that are coming as well. I don't normally buy plugs. I do everything from seed. But I did get them because they were like £1, so it not a big deal. It's all good. But they were supposed to be here by the end of April, so I rang them up on Monday last week and I said, "Oi, where's my seeds? Where's my babies? Where's my other lavender? And where's my other veg?" And she said, "Okay, I got to tell you this." She said, "It's the cherry toms." And I went, "It's the tumbling toms." And I went, "Oh, it's always the tomatoes. It's always the tomatoes that cause the issues." So they should be here in the next week or so. So I'll have another 24 lavender plants and some veggie plugs. So I might get a few veg this year. Just in case. What are my favorite 2 varieties? And what's my favorite varieties? I don't pick favorites. That's like picking children. That's like picking your favorite child. I can't pick my favorite varieties. Top 2 courgette veg. Oh no, I can't pick. Why do you think I grow so many? We planted potatoes yesterday and have another bag to need to find room to plant. Also planted a few onions that I said I would never plant again and added nitrogen. Yes! Jasper Pudding Face was the full name of one of my beloved feline children. Jasper for calling it the front door. It was so big and fluffy. Everyone who saw him fell in love. Oh, that's so sweet. You added boron as well. Awesome. No, you're welcome. You're welcome. I think I might succumb to buying some veg plants, to be honest. Yeah, no, I get that. This year, honestly, this is the first week it's been over 10 degrees all week. It's still dropping down to 5 degrees at night Celsius. So, it's a difficult one this year to try and put the seeds in if you don't have an indoor space to do it, or grow lights or anything like that. If you don't have the space for it, it's quite difficult to get your seeds started. This time last year, we had already had seedlings going. Okay, Blue, American question alert. What's the difference between a quid and a pound? Same thing. Colloquial English is a quid. It's like dollars and bucks. Okay, so, hey, Leanne, how you doing, sweetheart? Yeah, so a quid is a pound in British colloquialism, just like a buck is a dollar. Yeah, same thing. But I get confused because they say bucks in Australia as well. And then I get told off for calling pounds bucks, and it's not. It's a quid. So, yeah. Yes. So there you go. I get a bit confused with that and getting myself in troubles and things. I do. I get myself in trouble because I says Aussie things to British things and British things to Aussie things, and my whole little brain just goes. Hey LP, hi back to nature. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming in. Language can be very fun. See, the worst part of it is this, okay? In the UK, you can travel an hour. And the name for a bread roll has changed 14 times. Just a little bread roll or a bread bun, whatever you want to call it, but it's changed names 14 times in that hour, depending on where you live within that hour circuit. Here they get called barmback, they get called rolls, they get called buns, they get called baps, they get called oven bottom cakes. There's all sorts of different names for the batches. Yeah, Amelia, yep, absolutely, it's a batch. What I really love, right, there's this channel on YouTube, and I'm not quite sure which channel it is, but every now and again I catch one of his things, and it's a Chinese guy, and he teaches colloquial English to people who are coming over here as tourists or to live from China. And he gives the colloquial English and tries to do the accents, which he's actually really good at. Because it scares people to death, because they get used to very basic English that they hear on TV. But you go somewhere like, for example, here in York, where everyone talks it. I have friends who live in West Yorkshire, who you can understand with no problem, because that's the Yorkshire accent you will normally hear on TV. So if you've watched shows like Last of the Summer Wine, that is a show from the 80s that you will hear the Yorkshire accent through. And that's over in West Yorkshire. You come here and they may as well be talking in hieroglyphics, because it's completely different accent, and you just freak out. You're just like, what? It took me 2 years to understand what Tanny was saying, and I lived with him 24/7. I was like, what are you saying? Here in Saudi? Oh, cool. Chinese fighting weapons. Yes, a movie quote. Hey, Amelia. My favorite show is How Dirty Is Your House from BBC. Oh my gosh. Yeah, is that the one with the two women? one that's a more of a lab assistant that goes on, or is that's and one that's the cleaner, more of the cleaning stuff, and they go into what's very close to being hoarding houses. I just can't remember because I don't watch the BBC anymore, because we refuse to buy a TV license. We won't do it. So we don't actually watch the BBC anymore. We don't actually watch normal TV at all. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was a really, really good show. Really, really good show. Loved it. They helped a lot of people. I think it stopped about 5 years ago, though. 5 or 6 years ago. It's quite a while ago they stopped it. Because those two had a falling out. But yeah, no, it was really, really cool. There's a lot of people in this country that live like that, and that's really quite sad. Yeah, I suppose it's the same everywhere. There's people that you don't realize that they're living in a way like that, which is, yeah. I have a friend in Australia who lives pretty similarly, and everywhere she goes, it's the same thing. You're elbow deep everywhere you go. Kim and Aggie, yeah. Kim and Aggie. That's it. They need to come to my mum-in-law's shack. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's people give up. They're just given up. You know. Well, there's people that um, they're so scared because they've lived in poverty for so long of not having anything for them or their kids that they just collect everything, and it's just so sad. It's so sad because it is a mental health issue, and people get picked on quite a lot for it, and they don't get the help that they need. But yeah. I think in my friend's case, it is definitely mental illness. It's definitely mental illness. It is a form of depression. It comes from depression. It also can come from anxiety as well, but the anxiety of not having when you need it, or not being able to look after your kids and stuff. Hoarding is related to loss. Yeah, mental health issue for sure. One of the hardest to treat can be poverty, but also loss of loved ones. It can be. Yep. Many of the cases that I've worked with have definitely come from a poverty situation rather than loss of loved ones. But yeah, I mean, that's because I do what I do on here because of working with a lot of people in poverty. So yeah, but definitely, yeah, loss of loved ones as well. Yeah. My favorite BBC show was called The Browns, I think it was called. The Browns. Do you mean Mrs. Brown? Mrs. Brown's Boys? I used to run a hoarding group, so hard but amazing people and full emotional pain. Yeah. Wow. Lisa, wow. That's amazing. Tony, are you talking about Mrs. Brown's Boys? I'm just asking, was it a comedy, perchance? On a stage? Like obviously where they break the fourth wall a lot? And you got to see behind the scenes because she'd walk off the stage and start talking to a cameraman occasionally. Because it's hilarious and we love it. But yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, so what to talk about next? Right, so I'm pretty sure Okay. What am I doing? Why isn't that? Why is that? What is happening there? Oh, no. No. Yes. Yeah. Mrs. Brown's Boys. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yep. There we go. Right. Yes. Okay. I knew there was something going wrong. I thought I'd already done it, but apparently not. Now I have a new spanner because I love my spanners. Okay. So, nothing's been planted, like I said. Absolutely nothing has been planted this year. Nothing. The chances of that happening will not be until we move, I would imagine. Sucks, but true. I'm going to try and get my courgettes in, if nothing else. It'll be the courgettes that go in. I had massive plans. Yeah. Am I on top chat? Yeah, I think I might be. Oops. There we go. Ta-da! Oops. I might have been. Yeah. Did I miss something? Have I missed something? Because I've got Melon open here. And then I've got YouTube over here on this screen. No, it's all good. It's all good. You were wondering why comments were out of sequence? It's all good. Yep. I'm better now. Yep. All better now. See, I don't mind talking about mental illness because to me, mental illness needs to be talked about. It needs to be normal. It needs to be normalized. Absolutely normalized in conversation. And, I think it's really, really an important topic that we need to start talking about. And whether it's an aspect that any of us actually experience ourselves or that we have worked with or know some of, it needs to be normalized. And that's why I don't mind talking about it on my channel at all. And that's why I'm very open about my mental health and my physical health, because I think these are conversations that need to be normalized. So, yeah. So please do feel free at any time if, if you want to join the conversation or whatever, or to share your experiences, please do, because this is a place of non-judgment and open conversation. Okay, it is a safe space for everybody. Okay. Amen. It's normal and it is a medical condition. Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. We have been taught so many bad things because people thought, don't talk about politics, don't talk about medical conditions, don't talk about mental health, don't talk about this, don't talk about that, don't talk about anything else. Well, how are people supposed to normalize having adult conversations if we don't talk about stuff? If someone claims they don't have a mental illness, they're lying. Well, I do know some people that don't actually have a mental illness. So, but I think for those who do have them and experiences them, depression, anxiety in this house, we all can reach out and touch someone with mental health or addiction is the reality. Yeah. Spend my career on it. Secrets keep you sick. They're in denial. Yeah. There might be. So I've got the best friend, one of my best and oldest friends. Okay. And she won't mind me talking about this because she's very open about it. She has reverse depression. She can't get angry. Well, she gets angry, but it doesn't stay there. She literally has reverse depression. She's awesome. And she's the one who will come to me first. When I'm having a funk, she'll go, let's go talk. And then it's like she's like the opposite. It's amazing. I'm glad I've learnt to cope with anxiety. You do so well, darling. You really, really do. You're awesome. We talk about everything, personalizing everything, and everyone is up in our grill. So yes, give me something to talk about, as Bonnie Raitt would say. Absolutely. Hey, Hedgehog's Homestead, how you doing, honey? Welcome in. It's lovely to see yous. I hope you got a brew, because I know you guys are all waking up. Mm. But yeah, no, we normalize all conversations in this house because we've both come from backgrounds where we've been told not to talk about this, not to talk about that, or not to talk about anything else. My family was such a one for not talking about anything. They didn't even tell me I was autistic and had ADHD till I was 40. And yet I was diagnosed. I was fully diagnosed when I was 7, apparently. I didn't know about it. I didn't know until I was 40. And I was like, oh, well, thanks for that. And then they refused to say anything more on the subject. I was like, oh, well, thanks for that too. Wankers. From my experience, a lot of people experience anxiety and sadness just because we're alive, right? Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world at the moment, and sometimes it can be overwhelming and too big. Sometimes these people look to MI and say, I have X too, so just stay busy or get over it. It's not the same. No, everyone's experience is different. Everyone's experience is different. I thought you just said, I hope you have a broom instead of a darling, no. Mine's over there in the porch for when I need to go out. It's a Kickstarter. The environment of silence creates its own mental health issue. It does. It absolutely does. Difference between normal emotions or ups and downs, then there is mental illness. Absolutely. Thing is, though, if we don't get to normalize our emotions and learn to deal with our emotions, that's where the mental health comes in, because we can't vocalize our emotions on something because the conversation's shut down immediately. That's when we end up with problems, because people don't know how to have a conversation and talk about, what really needs to be talked about. Didn't know I had ADD and dyslexia until I was 21 and in college and almost failing, but then the next semester I was on the dean's list. Yes, that right there. That right there. It makes all the difference. Tanny is severely dyslexic, to the point where I have to read a lot of things. If it's more than a sentence long, I have to read it for him. But if you put something on orange paper for him, he can read it. No problem. Okay, American alert. I figured out why comments were out of sorts. My life was 2 minutes behind. Lol. Now I was part of the problem. It's fine. Oh, bless. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, but I think normalizing conversations is very, very important. I keep getting behind in the live stream. I try and keep up. I do try and keep up. I'm doing my best. I am doing my best. Okay. So, oof. Like I said, I'm still trying to wake up. I mean, it's like 20 to 4 in the afternoon and my brain is just going, no. But it has been a very big week and I am still on painkillers for my back so I can get reamed. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same. I think she's talking about the system is lagging us, not you specifically, Blue. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Tiny. One of the few things I'm not sure can be blamed on being American. Well, you know. It's all good. I don't think that can be. I don't think it can be. I don't think that's a cultural thing at all, darling, either. I think that's just a new technology and trying to figure it all out. That's pretty much that's a technology thing. I mean, because there's stuff on here I've never used. Like there's this react button and I don't even know what that does. I'm too scared to press it in case something goes boom and everything's lost. And yet I've been live streaming for the last since 2017. So I'm like, press it, it's fun. Okay. All right. If this all goes tits up, Lisa, it's your fault. I'm blaming you. Hashtag blame Lisa. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's brilliant. Otherwise, I will be having a waste. I am an American revelation at some point. Okay. Oh, bless you. Oh my God. What is this? What's this chant thing? It's a lag between me talking and you guys hearing it. And it's probably about half a minute. So I do try to wait a bit. Good to see you. Has indeed. Good to see you. Has indeed. I have brew. Awesome. 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 Mine isn't actually a brew. It's pretending to be a brew, and apparently it's got something in the bottom that it shouldn't, so that can go to the side. Oh, I didn't know that was in there. Something went very bad at the bottom of my cup. No. What it is, okay, what it is this. I drink almond milk, not milk. And if I put another brew on top of it, you get the you get lumpy bits at the bottom where it's settled. Yeah, that's what it is. So that can stay here. I'm on the water now. Click on react. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's congealy bit. Oh, this is cool. Hello, can you hear me now? Mm-hmm. That's just brilliant. Oh, that's hilarious. That's brilliant. Okay. I like these reacts. They're really cool. Ba-dum-tsh. Oh, ba-dum-tsh. We got a ba-dum-tsh. Good thing you're not wearing headphones. I saw air horn. I couldn't help myself. It just had to happen. It just had to happen. It had to. Oh my gosh. That's Brew. Okay. That's very cool. Wow. So yeah, I think this week, because like I said, we have the thing of moving, the possibility of moving very shortly. Tanya has asked me, one, to start packing things. I've been asked to start packing things again. The 2 times that we've started packing things, we've had to unpack things. So this is why I'm a little bit, you're 2 minutes 34 behind now. Oh no, refresh the page. It should catch up. It should catch you up. But yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the courgettes in, if nothing else. We will probably get a week's notice, maybe 2. And then we'll be expected to move in within 3 days. So we won't get much notice at all. If we go to look at it, they will probably offer it to us on the spot, and then we may actually get 3 days notice. My chat today is as long as my voice holds out. Yeah. That's pretty much how government housing works. So over here is they give you 3 days notice. And yeah, because they don't want you to they don't want you to be paying double rent. They want people in the empty houses, and they want us out of here because they want to turn these flats, this upstairs, downstairs thing, into a 3-bedroom. So that's great. It's just, it doesn't give us a lot of time to do things. So Tanny, bless him, really needed to take a day off, an extra day off this weekend. He's refused to because he doesn't get paid. He gets paid 3 weeks after he's worked. He's refusing now to take any time off work until we've moved, because he wants to have as much money in the bank so that we can move straight away, because we're going to have to get a van, we're going to have to move things, we're going to have to get some stuff when we move to the new place. There's a lot of things that need to be done. There's things that we have put off buying because we knew we would be moving, and we wanted to buy the things that we wanted for the new place rather than buying things for here. And we've been living on what I know it seems like we've got quite a lot of stuff floating around the place, but we've, you know, when it comes down to the bedroom and stuff like that, we've got one set of sheets that we just pull on and pull off every weekend, and we just rotate it because we just haven't bought any more stuff, because we knew that when we moved, we wanted to get a new mattress, because the one that we have doesn't fit the bed because it's too small. So we didn't want to buy a whole heap of stuff for a mattress we don't have yet, because we didn't know if it would fit and what was going on. What does Tanny do, if you don't mind me asking? I've always been curious. Tanny is a delivery driver. He delivers pharmaceuticals to chemists, doctors, and hospitals. And he starts work at 4 a.m, or he gets up at 4. He leaves here to go to work for 4:30, and he's normally home somewhere between 5 and 6:30 in the evening. So he has very, very long days. He works 5.5 days a week. He works every Saturday morning as well. So yeah, he doesn't want to stop working until we're moved. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we've been putting off doing and getting that would be necessary, so that because we don't know about the space that we're going to get to move into. So the only thing that we've actually bought more than one of is the couch, because the last couch fell apart. Not looking at anyone in particular, cat, who happened to rip the middle out of it. So we broke it down, and yeah, it went in the skip. That's okay, Leanne, darling. Yeah, so but we bought the new couch, but it's not like a new one. We got a secondhand one. We got this one because it's the right height for me, so I don't have to. The other one was a little bit too low, so but this one's also a recliner. So on the days where I'm not well at all, I can put my feet up there and just watch a movie off the computer here. So it just makes sense for us to do it that way. And it will fit pretty much anywhere that we go from here. Anything else, we don't have a table and chairs because we haven't had room for it here. We could have had a folding set. We've chosen not to do that because, again, we didn't know the space that we would go into when we moved. So we've put off doing all of that kind of thing and living on the bare minimum of stuff. Yeah, furniture prices are out of sight now. This one's a second-hand one that we got from a community furniture place, and it cost us £75, and it's got a recliner on both sides. There's not a mark on it. And we decided, do you know what? I'd rather get this one because at least then it's not going to landfill because that's where they all go. And it doesn't cost us a lot out of our budget either to do that. So yeah, we do tend to prefer to go and get secondhand stuff where we can. If we get another table, then it will probably be a secondhand one that we can pick up somewhere and do it up. I paid almost $600 US this Christmas for a Lazy Boy recliner, and that was on the cheap side. There's some for over $1,500. Wow. No worries, honey. Yeah, they are here. They are here, full price. They are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. But, you know, it was just easier to buy this. It's got a recliner on both ends, and we just use the middle to put popcorn or the cat. She's stolen my spot at this point, but she's normally in the middle. But yeah. But with the move, it does mean that there's a lot more chances that good things will be happening, and that's what we want. You know, it's a step in the good direction. We've been living pretty much in limbo, trying to move forward, but in limbo for the last 3 years. So this will be great. I went to go get a nice roast for Mother's Day Saturday morning. £4 roast beef, $78. Oh my God, needless to say, did not happen. Yeah. So, all right. So that kind of thing is happening over here as well. There's a lot of people here who cannot afford to buy meat. They just can't afford it. It's not possible. We were getting 5 kilo boxes of chicken breast. Okay. 5 kilos is, what is that in old money? Kgs into pounds. 5. So 11 pounds. Okay. So around about 11 pounds of chicken in a box. And that was costing us, this time last year, was costing us £22. This year, when I went to Leeds earlier in the year, I think it was in January, end of January, I went to Leeds to the market. They'd gone up to £25. They are now selling them for £38. So let's look at that in translation, in currency, XE currency. No. No, we're going to swap that around. Pounds to US dollars. It's 38 pounds. Convert. You're looking at nearly $50. Nearly $50 for 11 pounds of chicken breast. Just the breast. They've even taken the tenderloin off it, like the little one. Where's the beef? So what one of the things that I've been doing I have a vintage recliner chair I inherited from a distant auntie Jean. Love it. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I do like my recliner, I have to admit. It's very helpful for my back. All right, Tony. So oh gosh. Yes, this week I have been looking at the price of buying an entire animal. Okay, because Tanny's the one who eats the meat around here. All right, I don't. We can't really buy any until we move because we need a bigger freezer. Okay, that's part of the issue. Number two, I can only buy an animal at a time because I need to process it. So I will be doing, when I can, the first thing we will be getting is a pig. To get half a pig is £99 from the pig farm that we go to, which is on the way to the beach. So that's a really nice excuse to go to the beach. But they've also said that they will give it to me snout to tail so that I can butcher it myself, because I've said to them, I don't want it cut up, because that way I can do a video on showing how to cut the pieces of meat, and do that. So, and then making hams, making bacon, making the different cuts and stuff like that, because you guys in America have different cuts than we have here in Australia. And there's different ones in China and different ones in Australia again. So there's a lot of different ones, and there's even different ones in Europe. So it depends on where you're from and what you want the meat for as to how you're going to cut it. So I want to do that. And I will be doing my own charcuterie and trying to keep as much of that out of the freezer as possible so that we can have it wind dried, and it'll be wind dried in mesh cages so that it's nice and safe and looked after with no nasty yuckiness on it. And that will go the same. I had a look at the price of getting a lamb. These lambs are, I think they said 6 months old, which to me is too small. It's too small. As far as I'm concerned, it's too small. A lamb should be 12 months old. Should be 12 months old. Which is why all the legs of lamb roasts and stuff seem to be getting smaller and smaller, because they're getting them anywhere between 3 and 6 months. Some of them are even coming out at 2 months because they just don't want to put the money into grazing them or feeding them or the effort. So they're just sending them off to slaughter really, really young. Talk to you later. Got to head out and run some errands. No worries, darling. Take it easy. Thanks for being here, Leanne. It was really good to see you, darling. So a 6-month lamb over here, if you want to buy the whole thing, is... Okay, I want you guys to be sitting down when I say this. Please don't be standing up with anything, and don't have a drink in your mouth. I'm going to give you 20 seconds just to chill, because you guys are going to hate this. I absolutely was appalled when I saw this price. Okay, £380. £380 for a whole lamb. 6 months old. And I was like, what? Hang on a second. That's absolutely abhorrent. Utterly ridiculous. Nearly 400 quid for a 6-month-old lamb. So let's go back to XE currency. Yeah, it's £380 for the whole thing, unbutchered. By the way, this isn't butchered. This is unbutchered. This is just the lamb. That's $470 US for a half-sized lamb. It's only a 6-month-old lamb. So, yeah. Not sure that's going to happen anytime soon, because that's a ridiculous price, and I will be looking for a local farmer, because we ain't paying that. We're not paying that. It's not happening. The beef, I haven't found anywhere yet that is willing to do that. So again, I'm going to have to find a friendly neighborhood farmer somewhere. But it looks at the moment, average price for beef at the moment is, I want to get this right. Okay. Go. You're looking at about £15 a kilo. Hey, Ashley. It's actually not good for the farmers, can I just say? Before you go, oh, it's good for the farmers, bad for customers. No, not at all. You will find that the lamb will be cheaper if you go to the farm gate and talk to the farmer. All right? It costs that much if they have a third-party salesperson. It's very rare that you can actually get a farmer who is willing to sell you an animal at the farm gate, because it requires them to have a butcher's and abattoir license. Hey! Hi, Lisa. Welcome back. So the rules are very, very different over here. Farmers cannot sell their own meat unless it's butchered at an abattoir by an official who has a license. Okay, so you can get it at a farm shop from the farmer at the gate if they are licensed to do so. Yeah. Okay, so when the droughts happen in Australia, can I just say, right, when my kids were little, there were major droughts that happened in Australia. And this was, at the time, was when the price of lamb went through the roof. And it stayed that way, okay? Even after the droughts. It stayed that way. The supermarkets in Australia, Coles and Woolworths, were paying farmers $1 a head per animal. $1 a head per animal. Now, this was, how old was Alex? Okay, he was, say, 23 years ago. I know this sounds ridiculous, right? But they were only buying the animals at $1 a head. They were selling that at $27 a kilo and saying that the farmers were making a huge profit. Now, where we were living, which was in Yass, it was sheep country. And there were farmers that were going broke and losing their farms because the supermarkets were buying the animals at $1 a head and then selling it on for $27 a kilo, citing the drought as the issue and that it was causing them to charge that much. It's not the farmers that are making the money. I'm telling you that now. I know some sheep farmers here, and it would be good for them that their lamb sold higher. However, I'm sure the price goes up further when it gets to the consumer. So here the price was good for farm. Yeah. The best way you can go is go straight to the farmer, and if they have a license, you can get it from them. A lot of the lamb in UK shops seems to be from other countries, often New Zealand. Not sure who is winning there, since UK sheep farmers really struggle and extra transport costs too. Yeah. And up until, I think it was, must be about 6 or 7 years ago, they were selling live animals. So they were having to transport them by ship, live, across to here and Saudi and places like that where they were actually being processed there. UK lamb doesn't go elsewhere. It goes to the third-party butchers here. You can get it. You just have to look for it. But you would be better off looking for farmers. And if you do a search in your area for local sheep farmers near me, you will find them. Okay, we've actually got 2, 4, 6 in our area. That's where you need to look, and they're the people you need to go and talk to. So even though we live in town, for a couple of minutes, 10 minutes drive, you're going to get from the farmers, but it is going to be cheaper than in the stores. It's the butchers that charge. It's the abattoirs that charge. It's not the farmers that get the money unless you buy directly from them. Okay, so I'm just letting you know that. Okay, a lot of the cheap meat that you find over here is from overseas, which means that the farmers elsewhere are getting nothing. Nothing. They're still being charged $1 a head for their animals. Maybe $2 if you're lucky. But they're still charging, what, 21, 27 pound for a leg of lamb that is 6 months old here. Which, you know, it's ridiculous. But yeah, looking for local farmers and local suppliers. Talking to local butchers is where you're going to get your savings from. I wouldn't. And if you want to support, you know, British farming and stuff like that, or your local farmers and stuff, that they're the people to go and talk to. Yes, it's hard sometimes. When I was a kid, my auntie had a dairy farm. I used to drink milk straight from the cow. Yeah, that is good times. That is good times. That is really good times. So the average beef price here in the UK now is around about £17 a kilo. You had goats. Nice. We had goats. We had goats when we lived in New Zealand. It was fantastic. Merlin was an ass. I'm just saying he was mean. He was mean. He had to be rehomed. He had to be rehomed to a farm. He came to us from a youth camp, came to live with us because we had Abby. Abby and he used to bully Abby really badly. Abby was a very sweet goat. And so we had to get rid of him because he used to chase our car as it used to go down the driveway. He'd actually break out of his chain and he would chase the car down the road and go straight into it. Bush. So preface my statement with the price per pound for a live lamb at auction is way up, made for very happy sheep farmers. Right. Yeah. Okay. Some goats are evil, others just opinionated. Yeah, no, he wasn't just opinionated. He was an evil, 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 evil goat. He used to chase small children just because they were walking on the grass, which is why he came to live at ours. And then he went to go and live on a farm in a very nice place down in south from Auckland. I don't know what happened to him after that. I can't tell you. I don't know. He just went to live on a farm and lived a very happy life. That's all I know. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. How dare they trample his food? Well, you know, the car wasn't trampling his food. That said, there isn't that big of a lamb market. A lot of what's sold in the US comes from New Zealand. Shame, because there are sheep farmers here. No offense to the New Zealand folk. No, I totally get it. Totally get it. But the reason there isn't a a market for it is it's been so expensive for so long. People see it as something that is bought for a special occasion. It's not what it used to be, which was Sunday dinner. See, I grew up on lamb. Lamb was on the table every Sunday. We got so sick of the sight of lamb. I can't tell you, but it was there every Sunday. Why? Because it was cheap. It was decent. It was good. It was a good size. It was a proper 12-month-old lamb. Now they're selling 12-month-old lamb as mutton. Mutton is a year old to 2 years old. And everything above 2 years old is hogget. I really like hogget. It's got some flavor to it. The reason that lamb is so insipid at the moment is because it's processed before it's 6 months old. 6 months old and younger. It hasn't had a chance to get any flavor to it. So people who are buying lamb now are just like, I don't want to eat this because it's insipid and it doesn't taste right. I would rather buy mutton than buy lamb. I'm not going to lie, because it actually tastes like lamb. So, yeah. So, I find it really difficult when it comes to lamb. You sent an Instagram. Oh, look out. Oh, look out. Look out. Hey, okay. All right. There you go. Oh. We might have a visitor. Oh, look out. I hear you. Last I knew, cost to process a 6 to 8 month old lamb, it's $92 straight from local butcher. That's just the processing cost. Exactly. I actually have my butcher's and abattoir license. But as I've said before, I don't know, even if we had our own property and stuff, if I would be able to do it anymore. I used to because it was me and my kids. And if I didn't do it, they wouldn't eat. I was feeding my kids. I don't have that worry anymore. It's just me and Tanny. Tanny is a big man and he's quite capable of taking care of himself. Look out. Ooh, you ready? Okay. Look out. Oh. Oh, oh. How does this work? Hang on. Yeah. Ta-da! What do we have? We have a Tony from
after.
Good morning. How you doing? Ta-da! We'll give him a round of applause because he's here. Yay! Oh, are we good? Let's make that smaller. You guys know who I am. Okay. Oh, he's quiet. You right?
It's laggy, so I'm hearing only every other word. Sorry.
That's fine. No problem. All good. All good.
I'm not sure if this is gonna work or not.
Okay.
I can hear you all of a sudden. There you go.
Yay!
Can you see me and hear me okay?
We can see and hear you fine. We can. Yup.
So good morning. Well, it's morning for me. It's afternoon for you. Sorry.
It is. Good morning. Just checking that you're not lagging, because I didn't want to ask you something if you're in the middle of a lag.
I'm lagging right now.
Okay.
Laggy.
That's okay. Laggy is fine.
I catch you every once in a while, but then it stops, and then I got to try to play catch up. So
That's all right. It's all good. It's all good.
So really, just really quick. If we don't make it through this, I did want to throw this out. I did a really quick check here in the U. I have a police scanner behind me. It's making too much noise.
Okay, that's fine.
The average, what I looked up and found, again, I'm not expert at this, but the pound of meat in pork, and chicken is anywhere from $2 to $4 dollars a pound of meat.
Right. Okay, we're missing you. Okay, we got the chicken bit. Oh, bless him.
Okay. What I will do is I will get off here and I will type it in chat, because this isn't going to work, I don't think. We'll try again next time. How's that?
Okay, no problem. All good. It's all good. Yep. Thank you for trying. Bless. Okay. Right. So that was our Tony from Kettle Kitchen. Bless him. He's going to type it in chat. Well, you heard him anyway. So, yes. So we've got I wish I had a big chest freezer, but my fridge is already in my spare room. Totally get it. We had I had a chest freezer in my old house in Devon that was big enough for half a cow, half a pig, and several other things. So, you know, I miss it. We've got a little one that's in the pantry that you guys may see occasionally in videos. But we don't want to get a big chest freezer till we move, and then we will get one. We will be getting one. Yeah. Yes, rental flat kitchens are tiny usually. Yeah, a lot of kitchens in this country are tiny, unless you buy your own place and knock out some walls, because they're just so small. Yep. Okay. $6 to $7 per pound. So pounds to kilo. So we'd go 1 kilo. It's 2.2 pounds. It's pretty close. But see, it's very expensive for here. Pork 2 to 4 per. Yeah, see, there's 2.2 pounds to a kilo. Okay, so they do kilos over here, but I'm used to doing both because I grew up just as they were turning it over. So I got taught pounds and then got taught kilos. So I kind of get the gist of both. That was the same as Fahrenheit and Celsius. I'm born just as they were turning it all over. More than double from last year. See, okay, so what I have noticed over here is that the supermarkets were selling 3 chickens for £10. And they weren't huge chickens, they were just small ones. And we would buy those and have them in the freezers, okay, so that we could use them for whatever. And they were cheap as chips. They're not doing them anymore. They're not doing them anymore. Not that I've found. I haven't found any that they've been doing, which is really sad, because a lot of people were buying those because it would last them, you know. Because £3 in money for a whole chicken that you can chop up into eight sections, 10 sections, and do fried chicken or whatever is so much cheaper than going to KFC and getting a 10-piece bucket, you know, or whatever, you know, whatever you want to use it for, stocks and stuff. Okay, pork, $3 to $4 per pound of meat. Let's work that out really, really quickly. I'm just working it out really, really quickly in my head. It's around about £7. Oh, hang on. No, because it's changed again. Pork per kilo. Depending on the pork. So normal pork that you find in the supermarkets, you're looking at paying anywhere between £4 and £7 a kilo. But I can't eat that pork because it is so full of medication that I am allergic to that I can't eat it. So if I want really good pork, like pork that I can eat, I have to go to the farm shop, which is about an hour away from here, and buy half a pig, which will cost me £99. And it will cost you that if you have it cut up for you as well. I'm choosing not to because I don't want it. We need our pork. Yeah. I want to make my own bacon and hams and stuff like that this year. I want to be doing my own charcuterie because, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot cheaper than spending. So instead of buying a ham here, ham is sold in slices. Whereas if you want to buy ham, like a Christmas ham or something like that, you buy a piece of gammon. Now that gammon is just salted pork. Okay, so, but you will never find a whole leg. Now I'm used to having a whole leg and dealing with that. So I want to do a whole back leg of ham. But to buy that here, you have to buy it ready done, and it will cost you more than half a pig. More than half a pig. Hang on, where are we going? I'm getting lost. Okay. That's the sucky part. The great deals or prices are not more because they have repackaged so that they make more money, not so you can save money. Exactly. Varies on how much you're buying. I know that part isn't new, but it's still crazy. You buy older prices only if you buy a big package. Yes. Going up, and they are repackaging so they make more money. Yeah, they're also stuffing them full of brine over here. The bacon that you buy in the shops over here, if it's smoked, it's not smoked. It's actually pumped full of sulfur gas, which is why we don't buy smoked bacon. But I want to make Tanny some proper bacon. Okay, so because I want him to know the difference. Now he knows the difference because I found some for him and I actually cooked it up and he loved it. But mega expensive. So if it's going to cost more than half a pig to get a leg of ham, he's quite happy for me to go and buy half a pig so I can do the charcuterie, and he's going to end up with heck knows more stuff. So he's happy with that. But we can't do that, and he won't let me do it until we move. Hope to shop for meat more locally this year. Yeah. That's a problem here. And I guess over there too, that it is an investment pretty much, and not everyone can, even if it saves them money. That's absolutely right. It can't. Bacon party at yours? Yeah. I would be more than happy if anyone who lives within traveling distance of mine wants to come over and hang out on pig processing day, because I would be more than happy to go through things and do a workshop on it, or even just to hang out, because the more the merrier. I want a proper farm kitchen to do this sort of stuff, lol, and a team of helpers. Yeah, right. While I could save money if I buy a lot, maybe I don't have the money right now to buy a bunch of chicken. Exactly. We used to buy bacon by the pounds, 16 ounces, right? Now they are packaged for a higher price than the pounds. They are now packaged at 12 ounces or 11.5 ounce packages. Okay, so here they're not weighted. You get an amount of slices. Okay, so it was that you were getting 12 slices a packet, and now they've dropped it down to 6. Some places you're lucky you can get 8 slices, but our bacon is back bacon. So it's the fillet and part of the belly, but it's not the whole thing. So you guys in the States, your bacon is pretty much the belly. Yeah. That's what they call streaky bacon over here. The full bacon, which is called middle bacon, is the fillet and the rest of the belly. So that's a full, and that's what we get in Australia, by the way, is middle bacon. It's the whole thing. Okay. So I used to buy the middle bacon by the kilo when it was on offer, and I'd cut it into 3 sections. So we had the top bit, the middle section, and the end. So you'd have the 3 sections of bacon. This is strange how they do that. It feels a lot like a scam. It is a scam. Like they know that folks just grab that package thinking it's a pound. Yeah, well, they know it's a scam. That's why they do it. People don't read the labels. Is that comparable to pork belly bacon? That's what streaky bacon is in this country, is what you guys have as bacon, belly bacon. So that's streaky bacon over here, but they don't have the rind on either. I'm used to middle bacon that has the rind on, because you cut the rind off and you use that in your pan to melt down and render the fat off so that you can cook your eggs and bacon together in it, or whatever else you're cooking. So you've got your bacon grease from the rind. So that's what I'm used to. When I came over here and the bacon is all back bacon or streaky bacon, it takes some getting used to, and none of it has the rind on unless it's middle bacon. And to buy middle bacon over here, you get 6 pieces in a packet, and they charge you twice as much as the other bacon. They know people are usually in a hurry, grab and go. I've had to slow down and read a lot closer. Yeah. I've noticed in supermarkets a lot of things like mince and now 400 grams, not 500 grams, to the same price or more. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. So here it used to be a strip of bacon would have 3/4 to half the slice meat. Then remainder is fat. Now you're lucky to get half meat. Most is now fat and price is higher. Yeah. Might take you up on the offer. I have disability bus pass and it may take a bit, but would visit if a reasonable B&B local. There are millions of them up here, love. There are millions of them up here. York is their main income, and the economy up here is run on tourism. So you will find somewhere, I promise. But yeah, it is something that I'd be more than happy for, to have a couple of people come around and give us a hand with, because it'd be fun. It'd be a good thing, you know? Yeah. Yeah, it's all tourism because, you know, I mean, we've got Roman remains under pubs here. Not even kidding. The Roman Bath pub has a basement level that you can go to and visit the Roman baths underneath because they're down underneath. They've been built over and built over and built over. I'll be over this weekend. Does that work? Hey, dude, always welcome. Doors. The door's revolving. Yep, I have a revolving door. So, my other half might object to driving me across the country, even for bacon. Well, you know, so much bacon is just fat. Yeah, but that's the thing. They're from pigs that are not exercised, that don't build up their meat because they're building up fat. And the more that they're processed in that way and the more that they're brought up that way, they don't get to run around and do the things. The pigs at the pig farm that we get our meat from, our pork from, they do get to run around. And although they do have a fat strip, it's not as bad as it would be normally. Lisa said she's coming with me too. Leanne will be strapped on the roof on a rocking chair. No problem. Yep, crack on. It's all good. Yep, everyone just turn up. It's all good. You'll scare the hell out of Tanny, but he might behave. I'll just make sure he's wearing pants, okay? You know, I will make sure he's wearing pants just for you. So, yeah. But yeah, that's something that we're looking into doing, but we won't be doing it until we move, because some of the stuff, although a lot of the stuff will be charcuterie and will be able to be pantry kept, it won't be able to be, some of the stuff will be in the freezer. So like sausages, I'll be doing some wind-dried sausages and stuff like that, but I won't be doing them all because Tanny will get very upset because you won't have his sausages. But I've also said to him that because I love him so much, and that if he lets me get this piggy, I will get a bucket of blood as well, and I will make him some black pudding. So it's going to be murder. It's going to look like someone's been murdered. Because you can't not look like someone. You've murdered someone after making black pudding. But he likes it. He loves it. And I want to make him his own because he's never had homemade. He's only had it from the shops. And some of them are good, but they're not as good as if you'd bought it yourself, right? Or if you made it yourself. So, yeah, I said I'd make it for him because I'm that nice. Go to a restaurant where they're selling whatever is cheap, but raising their costs too because of work-face struggles. Okay, so this is the way that economics actually works, right? People who don't earn a lot of money, that money works to build the economy, okay? Because their money goes straight back into the economy because they have to buy the things that they need to survive. So every penny that they have goes into survival, all right? So it goes into buying their electric, their gas, their water, their food, their clothing, all of that stuff, okay? That's how it works. Those who have the money are saying, oh, yes, but there's this trickle-down thing. Well, I'm sorry, but we have had several decades of trickle-down economics, and the only thing that is trickling down off the higher people who own all the companies is the little brown bit of snot that comes off their face as they're dribbling gold dust because it doesn't work. Okay? If companies and businesses were forced to pay proper living wage, so what it actually costs for people to live and survive and enjoy life without having to worry, without having to struggle, then people would be more effective at work. They would spend more money because they'd have it. They would do things like take more holidays. They would do things like treat themselves. They would do things, that they could do. They would go and live in a fancier house if that was what they wanted to do. All right? But they can't do that. And businesses are like, oh yeah, but if we pay people a living wage, then we won't be able to afford to keep running. Well, yes, you will, because the people who are now got that money as a living wage will then go and spend it. So what they did in Australia a little while back, Australia, by the way, is the most expensive McDonald's in the world because they have to pay their staff a living wage. Minimum wage in Australia went up to a proper living wage several years ago. And what they found was that when people got a living wage, it didn't matter to the companies. Their bottom line was actually becoming more because people had the money to spend. Whereas you got all these big companies that are turning around and saying, oh, we can't afford to do that. And then I've actually had conversations with business owners who have turned around and said, well, if I had to pay my staff a living wage, I'd go out of business. And that's like, well, if you can't afford to pay your staff a living wage, why have you got staff? Do the work yourself. That's just me because I'm gobby and I read. And I did economics at school and I know that it's a bunch of hooey, mostly. My economics teacher and I had lots of conversations, really didn't like me very much. Really hated the fact that I got top 5% in the country on my, school certificate. Didn't like that at all. Oh, well. But the point is this, you pay people what they're worth, what it costs them to, what it actually costs them to live and have a decent life, and they will be happier. They will be happy to come to work. They will be happy to walk in that door. They will be fine. If they're treated like decent human beings and paid what they're worth, then they will start having a better life for themselves. Their quality of life goes up. Your quality of life goes up because they're now spending money that they have to spend. My dad said to me when I was a teenager, he said, look, you need to become a chef. I went, why? I can't cook because I couldn't. Okay, I couldn't. All right. I have stories that will make your hair curl. Okay, I'll tell you when you twisted my arm. All right. So just after my first son was born, I was 17 and he was born here in Wales in the UK. And we went to live in Australia. Me and my mum and dad went to Australia with the boy, and my dad said to me, you need to get yourself an apprenticeship and go and be a chef. And I went, why? And he said, because everyone always needs to eat. I'm like, okay. He said, even if all you're doing is feeding yourself and your kids, you need to learn to cook. And I was like, okay. So he said, because we'd been renting our house, or my parents had been renting their house out to the Japanese embassy. And we had to refurbish it because it had been in that, it'd been rented out for like 10 years or something while we'd been in Australia. It was a while. So I needed a bit of dressing up. So me, my dad, my brother, hey, Melody, how you doing, darling? We got stuck into doing this refurbishment of the house. Now, you got to remember, I'd barely lived in Australia, probably for a couple of years at that point. So going back was a little bit of a culture shock. And, you know, I had to deal with it. But I also had a 6-month-old to look after as well. And I was doing the best I could. So my dad got me to cook. It was his decision. He was going to start getting me to cook. And he said, right, get your mother's cookbook out. I went, which one? He went, the blue folder thing, which, you know, her handwritten thing. So I did. And he said, I want you to make her tuna curry. I was like, okay. So I made this curry. And I thought, oh, yeah, I can do this. I can follow the recipe. Yeah. So my dad and my brother and I sat down to eat. And all of a sudden, because I was the last to sit down, I served them first, obviously, because, you know, I was in the kitchen. There was these choking noises. And my brother has gone purple. He'd gone purple. He'd literally gone purple. He'd gone that colour. Okay. And he turned around and he said, what did you do? And I said, well, I followed the recipe. And he said, you can't have. Now, my brother, can I just say, my brother, he could eat. He used to eat bird's eye chilies raw. He spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia. He ate a lot of chili, just raw as it was. He was used to so much heat, it wasn't funny. And my mum had written this recipe out, but she'd forgotten something. She forgot to put a hyphen between the 1 and the 2 when it came to the curry powder. So instead of 1 or 2 teaspoons, I put 12 tablespoons, because she'd also put a capital T at the beginning of it rather than a small t. And I nearly killed both my dad and my brother. It was so bad that even my brother's dog took one sniff of it and ran out the front door. He was like, I ain't having this. So my dad just said, it's not your fault. It's okay. We'll go out to eat. Let's go down the club and we'll go and eat. Okay, right. So we did that. We went and had food down the road. So fast track on a week later. And I've still, you know, mum's still at my sister's up in Sydney. We're down in Canberra sorting out the house still. And should I listen to the dog? The dog didn't even get a sniff until Tony was choking. So, you know, it didn't happen. We didn't have dog warning. So I thought, you know, I've done this before. I can boil some eggs. So I put the boiled eggs on. Dad had just installed the new cooker. He was one of the very first ceramic hobs, right? One of the first ones. He just put this thing in and he said, well, all right, Lisa, no worries, darling. No problem. Have an awesome one, sweetheart. Take it easy. So I put these eggs on, no problem at all. Then I had to go and see to my baby because he was screaming for no apparent reason. He was literally sitting in his playpen screaming, and there was no reason for it whatsoever. He was just screaming. He felt like it. You know, he was having one of those, I feel like it, I want attention, I'm just going to scream for the hell of it. Because I changed him. He just had food. He'd been burped. Everything was fine. He was all good. He just didn't want to sit in the lounge room on his own, because the second my head went out that kitchen door, he wanted to play. Right? He was fine. So I couldn't take him in the kitchen, obviously, but I thought, I'll hear what's going on. It's not a problem. All good. And then the phone rang, and it was my mum, and I had to talk to my mum. And I just was talking to her while on the landline with the curly cord thing, so you can't wander around the house with it, because it was still one of the old proper ones. Playing with my son, talking to my mum on the phone, getting all that done, and all of a sudden in the kitchen is the biggest explosion you've heard in your life. There was glass shattering. There was an explosive. So it literally, like something had exploded in the kitchen. At which point, my dad comes literally just tearing up the bottom stairs from the laundry. My brother comes flying down from the other end of the house. I'm sitting in the hallway with the phone in my hand and the baby in the other. And they just looked at each other and were looking in the kitchen door. And they came out and went, "Did you forget something?" I'm like, "Oh, the eggs. How long have you been on the phone for?" "Well, it was Mum. I don't know." Turns out I'd been on the phone for nearly an hour. And what happens is when hard-boiled eggs run out of water, the pan keeps cooking. The eggs keep cooking. And what happens then is the whole thing explodes. Yeah. How weird that there are people alive that don't know the curly phone cord. Yeah, I know, right? So, yeah. So at that point, there was what had happened was that it had completely dried out of water. The eggs had exploded when the base of the pan came away from itself because it had gone to white hot, sitting on the stovetop, and it had literally exploded itself that way. So the base went through the ceramic hob and the top of the saucepan went flying through the kitchen window. And there was eggs everywhere. If you've ever seen, and if you've ever tried to cook an egg in the microwave, okay, with no cover on it, it's like that. But imagine that, 6 eggs in the shell, completely exploded, every centimeter, every inch of the kitchen was covered in egg. Every inch of it. And it literally, oh my God. Yay! So yeah, it took me 3 hours to clean the kitchen. 3 hours. I had to do every cupboard, the ceiling. We had to get the glazier in to fix the window. I had to bring the curtains down. Every inch of that place was covered in exploded egg. And Dad just looked at me and he went, "You're going to kill your kids." That's when he said to me, "You have got to go and learn how to cook. You're going to kill your children. This is not okay." So I was like, okay. So that's when I went and got an apprenticeship to be a chef. And it was awesome. And I'd only been in my apprenticeship. My parents had their diamond wedding anniversary, so 60 years, in June of 2000. And I made the dinner. I made the meal. And that was my gift, was to make this meal. My dad turned around and he said, "If this is what you can do after 2 years, I'm amazed." He said, "I've never seen anything like this in anywhere that we've ever gone. This is just incredible." He said, "I'm so proud of you." And yeah, he said, "You've come a long way from exploding eggs." Yeah, I know. So, yeah. So you got to start somewhere when it comes to cooking. You know, weren't all born with the ability to cook, but you can learn. You don't always have to go and get an apprenticeship to learn. So my whole thing has been the tips and tricks that I learned along the way is what I want to teach so that people find that it's easy, you know, because for me now it's easy. Okay, it's really simple. And I just go bish, bash, bosh. And I want others to see that it's that easy. It is easy. I wish more people would understand that. The problem is, right, there's several issues, okay, when it comes to this. One is money. Okay. Because the basic ingredients in this country cost more than the finished product if you buy it pre-processed and pre-made. That's one of the biggest issues we have over here, is that it costs less to buy the finished product as a ready meal or a frozen product than it does to buy the ingredients to make it. Major issue, especially when you've got people who have a budget of 10 to 15 pounds a week to buy their food and feed themselves properly. Some don't even have that. Okay, so that's major issue number 1 and 2 is money. But also the fact that processed foods, pre-prepared foods cost less than the ingredients to make them. Then you've got the issue that they are removing proper home economics classes from school as a given. Okay, so it used to be when I was at school, we had to do home economics, whether we liked it or not. We had to. Everyone did it. Boys, girls, everyone did home economics. And they all did it. They're not allowed to call it home economics anymore because it sounds like housewife classes. And that's the issue that came up. So they've turned it into sewing and cooking and made it an option. Okay. So because of that, you now have generations of kids. You've got 2 generations of kids now that can't cook because they haven't had to go and do home economics classes. So they now no longer know how to run a house. They don't know how to cook. They can go and buy a meal to feed their family for a lot cheaper than it costs them to buy the ingredients to make it. The ingredients, they don't even recognize half of them, because when my kids were little, I used to do a kids cooking class that used to go around different schools, and the amount of kids that couldn't tell me what a carrot was absolutely terrifying. I'm not even kidding. They didn't know what celery was. They didn't know what carrots were, and they didn't know what onions were. 3 basics that we use for pretty much everything. They couldn't tell me what they were. Didn't have a clue. Not a clue. Not a clue. Here in the US, I can get 10 pounds of potatoes, 5 pounds, say, chicken and veg. For all that amount, I can make 5 to 10 meals easy. Absolutely. You can. But we've also got 15, 20 million people here who can't afford to do that. That's an issue. And they also don't know how to do it. Like I said, one of the things that I am looking to be doing this year is I am going to wait until we've moved, because a lot of the stuff that I want to do is stuff that I want to be in a stable position to be able to do. And at the moment, life is too much up in the air for us to be able to turn around and go, I can do this and I can do that and I can do something else, right? So I've got quite a few different series that I want to do. One that's in the work with a collaboration with another person. And obviously there's Tony's, which is different again because it's a one-off. It's not a problem. But the ones where I really want to get stuck into the series, I need to wait until I'm stable enough to do it. One of them is I'm going to be working with the guy who runs the food kitchens through Trussell, or the food banks through Trussell Trust here in New York. Because what I want to do is I want to get the food that they give out and make meals using that food. Because one of the biggest issues they have is they give out this stuff and people don't know what to do with it. Because they're given a whole heap of stuff that they've never used before, that they don't know how to use. They don't even recognize half of it. And so they don't know what to do with it. Because a lot of it is all dry store pantry stuff that they don't get. They haven't got a clue. So it's also not just about showing that they can make meals out of this stuff that they've been given, but it's also about showing them they can make meals that don't cost them a lot in gas and electric to cook. So it's finding alternative ways of cooking or fast ways of cooking that aren't going to cost them an arm and a leg to do it, because that is really important as well. Food technology seems to have replaced home economics in many schools. Yeah, it has. Food technology is only done as a chosen subject. It is not taught to every kid, and it needs to be taught to every kid, and it's not. Food technology is only there for kids who want to go on to be cooks and chefs and work within the food industry. It's not there for the average everyday kid who just needs to learn how to look after themselves. So, yeah. But I have spoken to the guy who who runs the food banks here, and that is one of the projects that I will be working on over the next 12 months. But I do need to be moved first. It is something that I need to know, that I don't need to worry about where I'm going to be next week, where I'm going to be living next week. I need to be settled and worry-free of all that stuff before I can get stuck into doing the major series videos that I want to do that's there to help people. This is why I haven't done a lot of videos recently, is that my health hasn't been well enough, because we're still living here, and the stress of living here over the last few months, for those of you who've been following, you know exactly what's been going on. We have less of that stress now because they're no longer here and our actual neighbor is back. But we still don't know from week to week if we're moving. So until that's done and we're fully stable in where we are, I can't say I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, except for the one-off things. Okay? Because to be honest with you, I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking here at home. I haven't done it for weeks. What we get at the butcher's at Penniston lasts about 4 or 5 days, and Tanny and I have been I've been getting healthy takeouts and stuff for the other few days of the week, because I can't do it. I've just not been well enough. You're not alone. I've been having leg cramps really bad, and no video has gone out this week, and regret that, but life happens. Life does happen. It does happen. So yeah, with that and not being able to put the garden in yet, still, it's kind of been difficult and awkward. So I've wanted to keep doing the Friday lives because I feel that is important. To me, that's important, and I will continue to do that. And if you guys have themes for that, that you want me to cover, I would be more than happy to do so. So much of school now and this country's push generally is designed to be about working rather than actually living. People are so much more productive and happy when there is a balance. Absolutely. 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 So true. That's your bottom line right there. Take care of yourself first. That's what matters most. We all need to find balance. I've been taking nights and weekends off of YouTube for the most part, and it's made me less crazy. I think the Brew with Blue is important because it gives you an outlet, and even if it is just one person, I has been beneficial. Bless you. Oh, I really appreciate that. Brew with Blue is a once a month thing. So this can go from 2 to 3 hours long, depending on who's here, if anyone's interested. You know, this is like how everyone does a weekly live, which is just a chit chat panel type thing. This is mine. It has been. No, it's okay, darling. But yeah, the Friday is the one that will be continuing, because if I do nothing else, that Friday live for me has to go out, because if there's just one new person that comes in that I can help or give some kind of guidance to when it comes down to running a home or a section of their home or setting something up and doing it on a budget or teaching them how to budget, to me, that's all I need, you know? It's important to take breaks if needed and not feel bad. Do as I say, not as I do. I keep moaning about not being able to make vids. Darling, you can't. If you can't, you can't. You know, it is what it is. Kettle Kitchen, totally understand. Revolving panic attacks here today. Bless you. Oh, darling, you just take it easy. You know? Yeah. Tomorrow is always a reset day. Do you know what I mean? And we all have a chance to start again. That is what matters, and it is important to you and your channel, then do it. Well, to me it is. Okay, so I started off, this was Blue's Food. Anyone who's been here from the beginning knows that my channel used to be called Blue's Food, and then it kind of, because it was just garden to table. And then it evolved because, you know, it evolved, and I wanted to do all of the things. I wanted to not just do the garden and the food. I wanted to do the budgeting. I wanted to show people how to make things. I wanted to show them how to fix things, how to change a friggin' light bulb, you know, all of the things that we used to learn from our parents or from our grandparents that nobody teaches anymore. Okay. So I turned it into the Blue Pixie, but the Blue Pixie, I've been the Blue Pixie for nearly 20 years. Okay. I am an artist. When I stopped being a chef, I was an artist beforehand while I was chefing, but it became my one thing. It became more of that after I had my back injury and I couldn't work anymore as a chef. So the Blue Pixie, or the Blue Pixie Studios, is my artwork, which I also haven't been able to do. So it kind of confused a few people that know me as the Blue Pixie or the Blue Pixie Studios, and it confused them. So I felt like I had to change my name again on here. And the only thing that I could figure it out, and I sat here with my sister for 6 hours, her and I bashing it out, trying to figure out what name would work, because it still had to be Blue, because it's still under the umbrella of the Blue Pixie Studios. Okay, so it's still under that umbrella. And so I changed it to Blue's Self-Reliance, because it was the one thing. It's teaching people how to be self-reliant. And to me, a massive part of that is learning how to budget, how to look at things, understanding that you can do your Google searches and end up bogged down under all of the stuff that you find that isn't necessary. Like with the whole thing with the kitchen stuff that we did last week, half of the stuff they tell you to get isn't necessary. It's not, you know. And for me, doing last week's live, that was important, because it was teaching people what's not necessary. This week, we're going to look at another section of that, which will be the pantry. and looking at what's necessary and what's not necessary and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, because again, you can find 30, 40 different lists of top 10 things to have in your pantry at any one time and get completely lost in it and think, oh no, I've only got dirt. When, half of the stuff people are telling you to get, you probably wouldn't buy anyway, because you wouldn't use it. So why are you getting it? So it's just about showing people you don't have to. Just because someone tells you to, you don't have to. And when you do, this is how the best way to find what you want to do. Totally get my channel now. Yeah, I know. It's taken it 2 years to find its feet. And I'm still finding my feet. And I don't mind that my channel is small. I don't. Because once I'm ready to hit the ground running, I will be ready to hit the ground running. I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not. And if I was monetized tomorrow by some fluke of someone deciding to share my video in a place that it decided to go off the charts, then I wouldn't be ready for that. I would freak out and probably disappear for 3 months. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not ready for it. I will do. But it keeps you and your members more intimate. Yeah, absolutely it does. And for me, it means that I can have a one-on-one with people, with the people who want to be here are here. The people who feel they need to be here are here. People who want the kind of content that I'm working towards having will come. And that's fine. It'll happen when it's ready. And I don't want to push it when it's not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. And that's cool. If all of a sudden, it's totally understandable and I feel the same way, you're here for what I have or you won't. Yeah. And that's fine. The issue that I have is that at the moment, I'm doing what I can to keep up with people's videos. I can't watch everyone's videos, and I feel guilt about that. I don't want to feel guilt about it. I do have a couple of days a week where I will watch whatever I can and catch up with as many videos as I possibly can. But I have probably 450 channels that I follow. I don't have that many hours in a day. As much as I love you guys, and I do. It looks like it's just us. Oh no, it says there's 7 of us. Yeah, don't feel guilt. It's unrealistic to watch all the videos. I know. And I got my favorites. You guys know who you are. Because if I've watched your video, you will know because I will comment. And every single video I watch, I comment on. I don't care if it's a short. I don't care if it's an hour and a half long. I watched Mary's Nest the other day. 1 hour, 15 minutes. Why? Because I was waiting for something. And I just felt that I didn't want to watch a whole bunch of little videos. Just have something going in the background. So I did. Mary's Nest took me 1 hour and 15 minutes. I'm here, lol, just tired, so less finger yakking. It's fine. But, I watch who I want to watch. And there are people that I will have a top 10 list of. And they're the people that will, I will go and watch their stuff first before anybody else's. And if I have time to watch other ones, I will. In the evening, Tanny and I watch ones that we like to watch together. There is one that we watch every single night. It is a gaming channel. His name is Mr. Miola, and he plays Ark really badly. And we sit here and we laugh ourselves stupid because we play Ark. And we're just like, how long has he been playing for? You know? And we know he does it on purpose. You know, and some days it winds me up because I just think, oh, man. And on other days, I just think, this guy's a genius. Because for 10 years, he's been acting like a noob on Ark. On the one game he plays every single day of his life. You know, this guy is someone who's hit his 1 million subscribers. And he deserves to. You know? He really deserved to. He's done it after 10 years. And that's fine. You know? What are you crying about? What do you want? What? You know, so we watch that. We watch Wild and Wonderful Off Grid and Life Uncontained as well. But they're the ones that we watch together, pretty much. And then the rest I watch when I feel like it, when I want to. Mostly when I'm waking up with a coffee in the morning. Between the hours of 4 and 9, I will be watching YouTube videos. After that, depends on what I'm doing for the day, you know. But, you know, imagine that as a vid for everyone to do the rounds with. Favorite 10 channels, the drama, especially if there was a countering. I will never watch. Lol. No, we couldn't do that. What, the 5 channels that you wouldn't watch again? Oh my God. That is not a good idea, Cara. But yeah, I mean, it's like I'm putting strategies in place for when I am ready to hit the ground running with my channel. I am putting the strategies in place now. So there are new mods on my group on Facebook because there has been a few new people come in. And, you know, I'm doing that stuff. I'm putting together the website. I'm putting together certain things. I'm talking to people about stuff. My sister, bless her heart, she's my sounding board for stuff. And I know that if I asked her to help me with stuff, that she would say yes. I wanted to do that. I think it's important for feedback for channels to know that they have good content and when they have bad content. I think Cara's Tidbits is onto something. I think it'd be really good to put the ones that you would watch. I think there's a lot of small channels out there that have been small for a very long time. And I think if they ended up on a list of people that you wouldn't watch again, it could do damage to their mental health. I would rather make it a positive thing. My top 10 favorite channels to watch on YouTube, if that's what you were going to do. You know, I wouldn't want to focus on the bad because it's not fair on them. And just because it's not right for me doesn't mean it's not right for the people who watch them, you know, or the people who support them and love them. So I don't think I'd want to do that. I think I'd want them to have the positive stuff, but I wouldn't want to upset people because I know what it's like to get some really negative feedback and it can knock you sideways, especially if your mental health is really fragile. Similar here, only not so early, but not had much focus lately for watching anything, unfortunately. So feel I'm missing out, but can't find focus out of nowhere. No, I totally get it. Totally get it. You know, I actually had a message from someone going, why haven't you watched my video this week? I was like, well, did you put one up? Yeah. Well, sorry, I missed it. We'll look at it when I've got some time. You know, if you guys don't want to join the group on Facebook, there's links to it on all my videos. It's Blues, Barrels and Monkeys. Blues, Barrel of Monkeys on Facebook. And that's where we hang out and we talk gardening and food and we have a bit of a laugh. You know, we do have a laugh. Occasionally there's posts that have got nothing to do with gardening or whatever. But it's just a safe place where people can hang out who have similar interests, who like to have a laugh and just hang out with no drama. Although saying that, we did have our own little bit of drama, so we sorted it out. Only teasing, people do give feedback all the time, but frankly, even the small channels are mostly only small because they haven't been seen. Exactly. The 10 channels you would love to watch again. Yeah, that'd be cool. What are you up to? Come here, you. All right. Hello. Why haven't you watched my video this week? Oh, I didn't put one up. But yeah. Hey, you. Hey, you. Hello. Hello. She bit us yesterday, by the way. She was in the bad books. That's why she's being so curly today. She bit both me and Tanny when we were trying to do her claws. She hasn't let us do her claws in about 3 months, and they were curled right under into her beans. So she had to be done, whether she liked it or not. All right. I gotcha. I love you. Noisy one. So, yeah. So she's like, oh, but Mummy, do you love me again now? Oh. Yes, we love you again. We love you anyway. You mighty old bitch. Yeah, we still love you. She's 17. She's allowed to be a grumpy old mare. But she doesn't get away with biting us. So she went into the kitchen for a timeout. Which is fine. She didn't ask to come back in for about 3 hours. Then it was like, wow. I find with the lists, they're often the big names mentioned first. Like, there is a reason they're big, but if it's not just about quality content or your YouTube, unfortunately, I get that. I mean, that's why it would be interesting to share your favorite channels, you know. Hey, what would your favorite channel be? What would your favorite channel be? Would it be the one with the frogs? Would it be the one with the frogs? Or would it be Z Frank? Z Frank. If you guys haven't watched Z Frank, you need to watch him. He's funny. He's a big channel. He's been there. Look, he was YouTube before Google took over YouTube. Z Frank's been around for donkeys. But he does some awesome. Or our favorite under 1,000. Actually, that'd be cool. Favorite channels under 1,000 would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah. Interesting. That's a thought. Hey. Does she like Mouse Agility? My cat loves watching it on YouTube. No. She doesn't usually watch stuff. I've tried to get her to watch stuff on the phone. She won't do it. Every now and again, she'll curl up. She'll curl up on my cat, on me, and watch a movie, but she generally falls asleep within 10 minutes. That's why in my collaboration I listed by dates and not by size, because mine is all about channels, little, big, and medium. And I didn't want to be, the big channels, Yeah, no, I get it. Totally get it. I mean, okay, so I did the collaboration this year for the oh God, even I've forgotten it. The Spoil Yourself Pantry Challenge. And there was only two other people in it other than me. And that was fine. But you know what? I'm still going to do it next year, but I'm going to probably steal some ideas off you, Tony, and maybe email a whole bunch of people and to get it started. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, it's got to be an open collaboration, but I think it'd be nice to get some people involved with it beforehand. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But it's all good. Yeah. Because I didn't really know how to start one. I just thought, let's just do it as an open invitation thing. It'll be great. But apparently everyone was far too busy. But that's okay. But I just think it's a good collaboration and it's a good thing to do. I thought anyway. But you know, here's a future invite. Noodle November. Would you be interested? And I want more international channels involved without the worry of US standards. Yes, of course I would. Do. Oh crap, I knew there was something I meant to be doing. Sorry, Pam, been a bad month. Darling, it's fine. Honey, I get it. It's all good. Yes. Tony, go have a look at my Instagram. Me and Noodles, dude. Seriously. Something that I was going to do was 100 days of noodles, because I actually, one of my favorite things for breakfast is noodles. I do all sorts of stuff, like all sorts of veg and stuff in my noodles for breakfast, because I am addicted to noodles. I am a noodle addict. Yeah, so happy to do that. Yep. Yeah. So have a look, because you'll see there's like noodle, plant, noodle, other edible thing. That's all good, Lisa, honey. It's all good. That kitty looked comfy in your arms. She was. She was. Mm. It was a great idea. Something I do all the time without filming. Yeah, no, it's all good. What I might do is for next year. Now, like a lot of people do the pantry challenge like January, February. I might coincide it with them doing the pantry challenge so that they feel like they can do it at the same time. So I might. We'll see. Currently trying to figure out a use for 8 tins of condensed milk, 6 vegan, 2 non-vegan. Well, let me just tell you, madam. I might have something that I could help you with that. What is the concept of Noodle November? A noodle dish, I would say. Oh. Oh. I've just thought of a couple of noodle dishes that I haven't made for ages and ages and ages. And something made with pasta, homemade, would be great, but not necessary. I just thought of a really good noodle, like ramen type thing that I haven't made for ages, like years. That would be really cool. And I might actually just make it, do the video, have the video ready. So when you're ready, I will just go, done it, mate. I'm on it. Done. Yep. Because it'll be the kind of thing that when I cook it to make it, you know, I'll video it, but I'll keep the video aside because I can. Oh my God. Okay. So, all right. What time is it? It's 5:30. Mr. Tanny should be home shortly. I don't think I've missed a call from him while I've been doing this. No. Thankfully, I have not. I thought it would be good because just out of a package type, would be able to do it. I just want things we don't see all the time. Yeah, no. I've got one. I've got one for you. You want to see this for a while? Most people are too chicken to try this, so yeah. Awesome. 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 Whoop, whoop. Oh, wait. Hooray! Oh my God. That's brilliant. Okay, so condensed milk. Cara, Do you have cream, darling, or vegan cream as well? Just curious. Oh my God. Do you? Because I might just have a recipe for you. Because I've been putting off doing it because I haven't wanted to. Well, I did want to and I still want to, but I've just been putting it off because lazy pixie couldn't be asked. That's the honest truth. I just couldn't be bothered. I was like, do I look bothered? No, I'm not bothered. So I didn't do it. But I've got the stuff. Possibly at the back of my fridge. Cool. All right. You're on. I will do it just for you. I will wade through my kitchen of doom right now because it is a kitchen of doom. All right. I will wade through it. I will get through it. I will sort it out. And I will do a video just for you this week because I love you guys. It might be ice cream. It might be fudge. It might be none of the above. It might be all of them. All mixed into one thing. Who knows? I ain't telling you nothing. I ain't telling you nothing. I love the honesty. It's true. Yes, you're motivating me. And because you're in the group, you can actually poke me and go, you done the dishes yet? Get off your lazy pixie ass. Go and do the dishes and get that friggin' video made. Okay? Because I love you and you can get away with it because you're sweet. Kitchen of Doom. It is the kitchen of doom right now, honestly. And once I've finished here, I'm actually going in there to do the dishes. Just don't ask, okay? All I'm saying is I'm really glad that Tanny did the cleanup first, because if I had to wade through his beer cans and boxes from his beer to get to the dishes, it would not be getting done this evening. I would just look at him and go, no, you're doing it. I'm not doing it. Clean up your shit. Okay. Hey, you can tell me that on Wednesday. You ain't telling that to me today. I'm doing it, okay? Yeah, give a pixie a couple of days. Sweet. My assistants might disagree. Give it a few days. I'll be asking you to do my dishes. I ain't doing your dishes, honey. No, I have enough trouble doing mine. I know your way. It's all good. It's all good. It's fun. Okay. Right. So this pixie can get off her butt and go into that, not that room, the next one down, that one, and get these dishes done. I'm going to have to wrap this up, guys, because, we've been on for 2.5 hours. 2.5 whole hours. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm completely honest here. I'm not going to lie. I am a sweary person. I always have been. I get asked all the time, why do you call you Blue, not Pam? It is funny. It is funny. And you give me a giggle every time you do it. I do. You do. See, I've got it here as Blue/Pam. I'll just put that up there. Because, that's, some people call me Pam, some people call me Blue. Whatever. But it is funny. So it's all good. Right. We're going to wrap this one up. And I will see you guys on Friday. If not before, because I'm going to put out a video, which I should have done weeks ago, and I still haven't done it. Completely didn't realize you were swearing, so what does that say about me? I think you should use it. It would be a conversation piece. Yeah, I could do that. Or I could just leave it as my Tony thing. Tony at Kettle Kitchen. That's your thing. That's what you do. And that's cool. That's what you call me. Oh, look, dude, you're fine. You're not going to get me any other way than me. So that's why my channel is not set up for kids. It's actually mature audiences, because there are slip-ups. There is Tanny swearing in some of my videos. There's me swearing in some of my videos. You know, I'm trying not to, because I'm aware that it can damage my channel. But I'm also aware there's channels out there that, oh my God, you know. But normally if I'm swearing in the kitchen, it's not in a nice way. So that's why I make it silent and put music over it, if I can. So, you know, if that's the way it's going to work. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to edit some of it out. But at the end of the day, it is me. It is who I am, you know. And I understand that it's not for everybody. I get that, you know, and I do my best. If we met in person, your hair would be curling. I'm very controlled until I start getting tired. Don't want my wife walking across the screen. Dude, where have I heard that? Lisa will tell you, okay? Lisa will tell you that she warns me. She sends me the link the day before that she's going live, and I let her know that I will tell Tanny not to come out of that door without pants on. That door there, that one. He's not allowed to come out of that door without pants on. Which is why when he does come out that door now, if I'm on a live with either with Lisa or Daz or one of the other guys, he's told, and he's also aware that he and I will be having some strongly flavored words if he does. Because he was like, it's my house and I can walk around however I like. And I said, you lose someone their channel because you are being a dickhead, you and I will be having some words. And he went, oh, I didn't realize that. I said, well, there you go. Which is why he sits in that corner now and behaves himself. He comes out of there fully dressed for work, goes there, sits down, has his coffee, goes to work, doesn't say a word because, you know, I got him sorted. One day he'll wear them on his head, technically, to instructions. Because he now understands that people could lose their channel, he won't do it. He won't do it. He won't. So, because I've said to him, it's not me that you're hurting, it's them. So, you know, enjoyed the chat, but have to go. Have a great week and day and week ahead. You too, darling. Have an awesome one, LP. I'm going to be going to, I know I've said that for a little bit now, but I really, really am. I've got to get stuff done. If I don't go and get those dishes done before Tanny turns up, or if I'm not in there doing them when Tanny turns up, he's going to go, you've been playing games all day. And I'll go, yeah, I have. And he'll be like, yeah, and I'll have to go, shush. I would never. You guys know that. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later on. I love you guys heaps. Mwah! Thank you so much for being here. I really, really do appreciate it. I will talk to you guys later on. Love yous. Bye-bye.